Um, Morning. Just some thinking around New Zealand art, um, and it's that I want to see art that embodies a full human experience. I want to see art that is about truly feeling and expressing with inhibition its honesty and its rawness. I think we are living in a disassociated, fragmented, and largely very groomed and dishonest time of humanity, where we all seem to have these parasitic entities controlling us via our egos and minds, and they are fed into a larger machine, of course, data servers and algorithms and whatnot. The parasitical usurper that parades as us, that we have enabled now. We are born, trauma happens, feelings happen, being a human happens. Human art, I always understood, was the record of your soul, your people, and your time. That is what human art is supposed to be about, New Zealand. Now, we have always been fairly Victorianly repressed, right? In our heads, it's a little managerial exercise, isn't it? But that's not the experience of most of us. That's not the experience of the psychic lived life of New Zealanders, whether you've been in the care of SIPs, or you're a kid from a solo parent family, or, an abandoned career kid from a upper middle class. I mean, whatever, yeah, James, misery exists, that's right. But so does joy, so does opportunity, so does self-knowledge, so does evolution. So are we strangling our souls? Oh, that's right, we don't have a soul in our liberalist Marxist construct, don't we? We only have resources. No, we do actually have an inner life. So artists represent a fragile thread to an inner life of the common communal psychic body, right? Perhaps we're what keeps you robots alive on another level, because we are one. This is an organ. And art isn't a design project. It's not a linear plan, execute, render exercise. It's a felt, lived experience that incorporates mistakes, accidents, and miracles. That's a little bit like living an authentic life, having lots of jobs, moving lots of places, meeting lots of people, loving in different ways across a broad spectrum. Not casting yourself in an identity construct and using that as some kind of political leverage against your own internal repression. I wanted to read pages of this. The object isn't to make art, it's to be in that wonderful state which makes art inevitable. Yeah, I was thinking about reading The Creative Act by Rick Rubin, chapter by chapter, shortly in a serial, because I think it's quite profound and wise. I've been pretty depressed recently, and that's probably one of my most problematic career issues, is emotional stability, I have to say. I'm going to blame my mother. Everyone needs a punching bag. Oh, no, sorry, that was me. I was the family scapegoat. But, you know, like the wonder of consciousness, it tends to come up with some pretty clear nuggets of cause and causality, and probably even problem solving. You know, one of those cute little male attributes. So anyway, I could indulge my chat, but I just wanted to capture those sentiments before I woke up and shoved YouTube in my head and all the other demonic influences of the modern age. I was just reading from a Magical Egypt newsletter about the bifurcation of consciousness in the human being in this particular prophetic time of evolution. And yeah, that it's, you know, those that can see, those that can't, those with vision, those that won't, those locked inside a kidult mind-fiddling matrix of consensus conformity and regimented Wi-Fi beams in your chipset, or those who still remember the primal ancestor that they are part of as a living tree of genetic information. Yeah, bifurcation of the species in terms of consciousness. It's definitely worth considering these things. Good day.